Hey guys, what's up? It's MatchPoint here, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks that can take your game to the next level in Rainbow Six Siege. So, if you do find this video useful, consider dropping a like on the video, and if there are any topics that you would like me to cover next, or if you have a specific topic that you are struggling with and would like me to cover it, well, comment it down below so I know to do them. And if you are new around here, welcome, and I hope you enjoy the video, so let's get on into it. Now the first tip that we are going to be starting off with is going to be sequence droning. Now this is a method that is going to take your droning to a completely new level, as it can allow you to drone even more efficient than you already are. Typically what teams will have in Rainbow Six Siege is they will have sequence droning, which is where they'll have different drones droning out various rooms to go ahead and find the objective during the preparation phase. Now this means that they'll each assign a player to go ahead and set up a drone for that entry point, and then they will have that one person droning for the objective. It then allows you and your team to have 4 drones alive and ready to go for that entry point, so you can go ahead and make your push. And you may be thinking to yourself, well, how is one drone going to be able to find the objective by itself? Well, the thing is, there are very common site picks that will be first and there will be second ones, so the drone will typically know where to go. Now that we have our 4 drones set up in our entry points, and then we have that one that has gone and found the objective, and whether it stayed alive or not, it doesn't really matter, as we do have those other 4 drones. Now we are going to be out of the prep phase and taking it into the actual game, which is where it's going to get a bit more complex. Now once you become more experienced with you and your team, you'll begin to have common pushes that you will typically take. For example, on bank, a very common push is going to be through that CCTV room and then onto the site. Now whether you do decide to put your full team down that push is up to you. However, if we did decide to have 3 to 4 players, then we would typically have 2 players pushing through that tunnel and maybe 1 to 2 coming from up top and pushing down the blue stairs. Now this is where the sequence droning will come into play, as you will have each team member assigned to a room and an area to go ahead and drone out, as you know from experience from that push. You will need to go ahead and drone out various rooms, and it will make kind of a sequence, as you'll have one person droning out various rooms from the top to make the push to check it's clear, and then another person droning out that CCTV, which makes it a lot more efficient and easier. Now the next tip that we're going to be moving on to is bandit placements do matter. When you do go ahead and set that bandit charge to that reinforced wall to deny any hard breach, well, actually, the placement of it does actually matter, as obviously you can place it from right to left or directly in the middle. Now there are many scenarios in which it will actually save you if you do place it in a certain way, as the attacker won't be able to get that line of sight on it to easily take it out. It's a very small tip, but one that often players do forget about and don't remember. Now the next tip that we're going to be moving on to is to do with Amaru, and it is going to be referring to making that push into sight and how you should actually play it. If you are struggling to use her and find yourself dying quite a bit when using her, well, I definitely recommend following this tip. Whatever you do, do not use her ability to go ahead and get in directly into sight. Instead, you want to be using it to go into a room, nearby sight, or to gain the early map control. Map control and clearing out roamers is what Amaru is designed for. Now as well as this, there are a few fantastic spots in which you can instantly go ahead and use her ability to get in nearby sight and have that early push to catch them off guard. For example, there is one on bank where you can go ahead and land out archives straight away. The 4th game changing tip on the list is that shotguns are actually viable in some situations. Don't go ahead and exclude the shotguns off. In fact, they can be very useful when holding tight angles or holding down a certain area. For example, on bank you can very easily hold down the main stairwell into the basement. You can very easily use Pulse's ability and the shotgun to make a fantastic combo. In this situation, it would suit a lot better than his other primary weapon. And the 5th and final tip is going to be work out a common push point. What I mean by this is if you are struggling to grasp an entry point and get into sight, well, you need to be working one out that suits you. You need to work one out that can help you and your team out when pushing into sight. Whether this is pushing above the site for that vertical play, and then later on in the round, once you've applied pressure, rotating down to go ahead and push the main objective. It doesn't really matter what it is, as long as it's a common push point that will help you and your team out and it works for you. Once you do find that, practice and practice and practice it. Work out all of the ins and outs of that push point, and then you can go ahead and perfect it and move on to more. And that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you have all enjoyed. If you did, or you found this video useful, then make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe for more tips and tricks like this. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.